Sometimes our feelings don't need words, what we do is enough to express or show our feelings for others. This story opens with a question. What is love to you? Asked by Saki to his girlfriend who was going to be ex. Saki said love was a feeling that one can devote to only one person in life, so maybe he wasn't able to love her enough and she yelled at him. Hataru was sitting with Hibiki and Hataru asked about Saki. Hibiki was shocked to hear this because he was a popular guy in the school and Hataru had no concerns because she was weak in terms of memory, and he was a student in the neighborhood class. Anyhow, he got broke up with and our girls were staring at them. Hataru was shocked at how someone could yell at the one he had loved and Hibiki said when the love changes into hate it can do anything. But our girl was unfamiliar with such feelings and asked if being in love meant devoting all of your feelings to only one person and neglecting your family and friends. Then she didn't want to fall in love ever and ever, but suddenly Hibiki told her that she was in love with someone, and Hataru showed a very normal response. But Hibiki wasn't very comfortable about that. Hataru was a 16-year-old girl who was a school-going girl with normal features. She had not made even a single boyfriend and was exotic with romance and feelings like falling in love or being loved. She was spending her days very peacefully without any desire to fall in love. But when she was going, she saw Saki and saw his shoulder. She thought that it was cold so she could help him. She asked him to share an umbrella, which changed her life from that point, because the next day, in the school, he asked her to go out with him because he said he liked her. Everyone was staring at them. Even the next day Saki was waiting for her, and she asked why he was there when she had refused him. He told her that before anything he'd like to spend time with her so she'd come to know about him, and they started walking. Students were whispering about them, and she was a little concerned, but he asked about her liking for hair, and she said she liked short hair. Saki got something and now she asked why he chose her, and he said because she shared an umbrella with him. But she asked for a proper answer, and he said it because so many girls approached him and found him handsome. But Hataru was the one who talked with him like it wasn't a big deal, and this made him interested in her. Now they went to school, and she met with her friends. They asked if she had changed her mind and was going out with him. But she told them about Saki's asking to give some time to each other, and the next day she is holding stuff and he helped her. She was shocked to see his new haircut and she said she was talking about her hair, why he got short hair. They started walking but she stopped and said she didn't know about the feelings of falling in love and that she had no belief in falling in love someday. But he said it was pointless to say that. I'd never fall in love because everyone would fall in love but at an accurate time. Now she was thinking about him even in class. During the break her friends told her that they had plans with others, so she was alone. But Saki came and asked for lunch. She was far from him, and he summoned her and shared a momo with her. She got excited and picked it. They had only one so she shared it and asked about his earrings. He said he thought that she might not like them, so he removed them. But she asked to wear them back and he had only one because he had lost the other one. She was stressed because he was doing too much for her and her friend asked for hairpins, which she gave her, and while practicing she was thinking about him. After school, he asked to go home together and her friend told her that she lost her hairpin. It was snowing outside, so they changed their mind about finding it. At home she was worried about her pin and decided to search for it tomorrow. Suddenly he called her and asked if her pin had a bow, but she said no and asked where he was. He denied being at school, but she ran out by informing her mother. She was nervous and was running. When she reached school, he was there. She saw him and he was covered with snow. She told him why he was doing so, and he said to make her smile. She was stressed about why someone would do a lot of things just to make a person smile, and suddenly she dropped the umbrella and hugged him. She tried to stop him, and he said he wanted to smile at her, but she yelled and said if bearing such pain for only one person meant to be in love then she'd never fall in love and take him inside. She started helping him get warm and the next day she told her friends about her fight with Saki, and he was ignoring her. After school, he was waiting for her and after apologizing he gave her the hairpin and she said it was a present for her from her family. She asked why he was worried about it and he said because it belonged to her and he wanted to protect her. She was thinking about him and how caring he was. Suddenly she took out his earring and returned it because she had also found it and told him to take care of it. She was feeling a new, weird emotion and thought if she'd paused with him then might she experience more feelings like that. She might get to understand about love with him, so she stopped him and asked if he was serious about when he asked to go out. She asked if he had faith that she'd fall in love someday and he said yes, he was very happy. She asked to go out and his happiness got no limits. He hugged her, and this is how these two opposite sides of feeling would reach a new destination. Finally, she ended her day by making her very first boyfriend. Now the next day, he was waiting for her, and she arrived. From today she was his girlfriend, and she was thinking about how they become very close to each other. He called her Angel, and he was a little weird for her. They started walking and her hands were freezing because she told him she was getting late, so she forgot her gloves. He asked her to use his gloves, but she refused, and he took them back. But she saw another couple and thought that her friend had told her about how to behave when dating a boy. So, during the break, she asked him to discuss the policies and he asked what she meant. she asked about his wishes from his partner and stuff. But he answered her stupid things and said he was the one to make her love, so she had to do nothing. Now she was frustrated because she wanted to do something anyhow. Her friends also saw her condition and they had a lot of plans for her. The next day he gave her notes which he had made while awaking the whole night and his eyes were gray. He was about to leave, and she was stressed. She wanted to do something, so she stopped him and was thinking about something, but he patted her head and said after school. Now she was with her friends, and they were shocked to see such easy notes. Hataru was looking at a couple and she wanted to do something for Saki in return. Her friends saw her face and said she also had to do the same things for him as he did for her, and she got excited. The next day she went out early to wait for him, but he was already there waiting for her. She tried to reach him earlier day by day, but he was always early, and she asked why he was so early, and the next day she reached 2 hours early and she won. Because he wasn't there, she sat and started thinking about him and how he would react when he saw her, and she was excited and nervous at the same time. Suddenly he came and was surprised. She asked why he always came so early. She told him that she was waiting for him to make him happy. Saki was surprised that someone had waited for him, and she said she was very excited that she was thinking about how he'd react, and she was thrilled to see his expression. He was very delighted, and they both were getting cold, so went to a mart and she bought a notebook to write the things they wanted from each other. She had written 2 wishes, and he suggested a piece of cake because she wanted to eat their special foods. From this point, they were able to get to know about each other's desires and their new goal was set. They held each other's hands, but our man wanted more than a hand to hold. Now they started setting their goals and completing them. They were enjoying it and they decided to enjoy New Year's Eve together. Hibiki gave her a surprise and asked about her plan for Eve. Hataru told her that she wasn't confirmed if she was in love or not, and she had also asked Saki if she wanted to stay friends with him if she'd never found love with him, but he refused. Hataru asked what to do and suddenly Kei came, Hibiki's boyfriend. He suggested she kiss him so she could find out if she was in love with Saki or not. Hibiki told her not to take him seriously, and after school, our gentleman was waiting for her, and she asked why he was still waiting when she had told him to go home alone. The girls saw them and tried to badmouth her, but he stared at them, and they passed away. He asked to go to his house, and she was shocked to see such a wonderful house. She asked about his parents, and he told her that they were doctors and out country, so he was mostly alone. He asked to order food, but she asked why, because he had no food at home. So he decided to make tea for her, and she went to his room. She started looking the books and was amazed to see such collection. Suddenly she saw a curtain and was about to open it, but he refuses her and said he had no issue if she wanted. But she never saw it. They sat and started talking. She was relaxed, and he told her that she didn't have to be so because she was at a home with a guy. But she was a chill dude, so she said she had no issue. She told him that she wasn't sure about her feelings, and he said if she'd never found herself in love then she'd never be able to see him again. So, she asked him to kiss, and he was shocked. She said she was suggested to do so. That's why she just wanted to test herself, and he asked to close eyes. She did it and he went close and said she didn't have to believe someone so fast, and they were going to cross the limits of grace. Because the condition called love is out of order, subscribe our channel for the latest updates.